Episode 3.
Yes.
I'm gonna get worse at that because it's gonna get harder to remember.
Exactly 3.
So we are definitely going to the pub shortly.
Yes.
Because the sun's out.
Yes.
But before we go to the pub, we thought we'd talk a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because obviously everyone wants to hear what we have to say.
Obviously.
Our 14 views that we've got so far on episode 1. Which is probably us.
Someone in our
and
team haven't
partners and
watched
friends. So we've gone, watch this, and they've turned on and gone, yeah, great. Yeah.
Is this a really good time to say that I just played it silently in the background, looping for like the entire day?
No, that's all our fans that are doing.
Oh my God.
All the fans.
I didn't do that.
Okay.
No, we're not going to cut it because it is real. So podcasting does take some time.
Yeah.
So we're not expecting miracles.
And we are already
Straight
out
away.
of ideas. That's not great, is it? Okay, you can cut this with that.
We haven't even had a bit. We've not even drank anything.
Yeah.
This is just us.
Yeah.
No, but
Delirious from the day.
it's Wednesday afternoon.
4
So
o'clock,
Yeah.
4:30. No, because Wes takes a little bit longer than he should to set
No.
up every time we do this.
It's 4:05, okay.
it's technically the second half of the
he's
week,
always
so
got
we've
a
officially
different.
lost our
He's always got a
minds.
different place that he places the cameras. I've noticed. It's like he's keeping people guessing where we are. Different shots.
Because we look at them too much.
He's he's just trying to throw us off every time.
Maybe we can get him a little stickers and then put the stickers.
No, I think he likes doing it. It's
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, enjoy that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's saying yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we were just talking about what would be interesting to discuss. So we
Yeah.
were saying about marketing trends,
Yeah.
things that are going on.
Hooks.
Hooks.
Yeah.
So hooks are a nightmare, really,
Yeah.
because the same ad that you make with a slightly different 10 seconds to it at the start, or 5 seconds, or even a second,
Yeah.
can make all the difference with
Yeah.
with how well it performs.
Yeah.
So we were saying the different styles. So visual hooks.
Yeah,
Like
visual.
falling into shot or something in the background
Yeah.
or people doing something while they're talking, not just being like, I've noticed like just having your camera on your face while you speak is quite dull
I think
now.
it's because of the attention of the humans are very low right now. Like 2 seconds, 1 second is very low. So
I think for you lower,
we need
maybe 30th of a second. I don't know if that's a thing. 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, probably that's me.
Well, it's something people are talking about. So we obviously have long form ads, short form ads, which is what we tend to do a lot of because we know that people don't have an attention span. And people are now talking about ultra short ads, which how many ultras are we going to add to the start of it by the time we get
Yeah,
in
like
few
a
years'
10 second ad, 5-second ad. Yeah.
Maybe the new show Adolescent, it was a one shot and it's like needs a really good attention span to watch
Yeah.
it. Some people find it very, very boring. Like they couldn't even finish it.
By the way, hype that whole thing. It's hype.
I quite like it.
Hyped.
I quite like it. I enjoyed
hyped.
it.
There was a video that I tagged all the team in the other day on LinkedIn, and I'll find it and we can
Put it up.
pop it up.
See it somewhere.
But it was a woman kind of showing how to do like dynamic video in the outdoors, and she'd be like climbing up a tree or like walking across a bench or like everything was moving, and it was like all very linear movements because we like things that are in a line and they look pleasing, and nature's full of like visual lines. It was showing you how to use it, and I think
Is that like our like natural instincts as like when we were like, you know, evolution, we would have had to watch something move across like the like in front of us.
You know what?
or-
You know what?
maybe, but it's like when you go back to like I don't know, even like doing art at GCSE, they teach
Wow,
you
we're going
about
right
like
back now. For a lot further for
I
me.
don't know that bit.
not
so-
that far from me. No, I'm joking. But like they talk about like perspective lines and how they all go to one place,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
things going in threes across. So you talk about the rule of three, don't we, in design, where you split everything into thirds, and it's just how we visually like to see. Jake's like, oh my god.
Where's Lily? Like for this?
Yeah, exactly. But
She's got
abandoned
coursework
us.
somewhere.
but yeah, it's just how we like things to be balanced, and we like things to be going somewhere or have a directional point. So it was all about using things around you in your environment that bring those things into it to keep it interesting, but also don't just have it as your background, interact with it. And like, you know, there was a tree and she like stuck her head through the tree and stuff just to and it instantly grabs your attention. Like I've got a pretty low attention span because of what we do, and I watch ads all day every day.
6 hours on
but
TikTok
I sat and I
a
watched
day.
literally, but I sat and watched the entire video because it was really engaging and it was like humorous and it kept you going through
So
it.
what do you think to like people who do videos where they're like squashing things or they're bouncing things and like they seem to be really popular and they'll take a little while to be finished? What's the hook for that? Like how does that engage people?
Satisfaction. So some people really like popping pimples, don't they? So it's the same thing.
I've been pulled into them in the ears when they do the ears.
Cleaning. Yeah. They're like, and then if
why is it? Is it because we want to get it out?
I don't know
what it is.
I don't know. It's just that I think there's something psychological definitely behind it. But the thing is, if I'm listening to something, there's some stories, long format version of videos in TikTok as well. If there's something next to it, I listen to that one because I'm watching it.
Yes, you can listen to it while you're watching the thing that's really satisfying. Exactly. Yeah.
So these are all like, we've just gone through loads of things there that are all things that keep us watching.
Yeah.
So I think when you're creating an ad now, like all the other things or any content, all the things that you think you want to get in it, you've got the battle of now keeping someone's attention, which is like or getting their attention at the start for them to even watch it.
Yeah.
And which makes it really hard. It's a lot harder than it used to be.
Yeah. A lot of the time I think as well, like previously, if you had really strong copy, you didn't have to worry so much about your visuals or like one would balance the other out. If you had one working really hard, whereas now it all has to work together and look amazing and sound amazing and be engaging and everything has to work. So it's a lot harder to get
copy.
To that.
I've noticed that on Reels on Instagram, when you're flicking through Reels, the copy you only get like so many words.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have to tap it. It's quite annoying to tap it to get it to actually show you what it's saying. Yeah. So I think people are like they're barely reading that. But if you can perhaps get those first so many words you maybe get them to actually read what it says.
Yeah, so it's a similar tactic to what we've always had with email marketing. Because email marketing, you only have so many words on a subject line before it truncates. And like obviously
it's
now you have
for the videos is the hook.
Yeah.
If people are interested in your videos, they're gonna read that, or they can see the first couple of letters. Maybe they didn't even hook the video. But the first couple of words they see, you're trying to get them in the first couple of letters. So it's just
so your copy is quite important then, really, on like anything you post.
I think it's the first 50 letters pops up in the reels, and if it differs in the Facebook, it differs in the TikTok. It's very different in Meta as well. So
TikTok, you don't really look at them. I don't. Some people read comments. I know that's quite popular.
Yeah.
But like reading the words on TikTok on a video are not as prevalent.
People don't tend to. A lot of people will post.
It's usually just like tags, isn't it? Yeah.
So usually, like when I post organic socials for TikTok, I just use it very, very like lightly, the copy. I don't try to explain anything. If they watch it kind of a way. But when it comes to Meta, they tend, because they see in the Reels section, but they can see in the feed section. So when they see the feed section, they see what you write as a caption there. So it's important for Instagram more than TikTok.
Yeah, I think so.
The main thing for TikTok is probably not using the copy to appease your audience, but actually using it for SEO, where TikTok's being utilised as a search engine more than anything else.
Your titles, so searching up videos before you post and finding those words to put against them, and also is really
obviously
important.
looking at like the creator insights is something that we do, and seeing what's trending.
We should do an episode one day on creator insights, I think. And put some examples. We'll get a screen or something on here. I don't know how we do it. Maybe we feed a laptop. That's something for your list of things to figure out. But we'll get a laptop with a feed
so
on
that
it.
we can see what they'll be looking at. Yeah,
exactly. The thing is with the what was I going to say? With the ads and when you put your
Go on, rewind.
So when you're making a video, I just recently started doing that. When you're posting on TikTok, you can just search what is your TikTok is going to be about. Then screenshot everything. See like what people are actually searching for in your niche, and I put that into your video. But it's now visual on your video. Actually, it's just somewhere there. So TikTok understands your video is about that. So it's just like
categorizing your videos on TikTok at the start, because there's a lot around when you open your account, being really concise with what you're trying to get, what sort of market you're in, or what your subject is. Because if you jump around too much, TikTok doesn't know who to show you to.
Yeah, so then it just won't show you.
Yeah, so people restart accounts because of that.
Yeah,
because you can almost damage. They break their
algorithm
algorithm on their account. They're like, right, I'm never getting any views. So then you need to go back to the drawing board and start again. So one thing I've noticed that's changed slightly as well is captions on videos has gone from being really popular to not as popular. You notice it was becoming like big captions added on. And that's like dying off now, again. Yeah, it's like cheesy.
It's tiny bit like a subtitle kind of way is working right now.
It got like to a point where they were like really bold graphics of colours, and now so this is what I mean. That's probably happened in the last few months. That's changed.
Last month, I think it was not even like a couple of months. It's just a month. It's just a very basic subtitle vibey. Those ones, they are still people are using it for SEO purposes, not because it's popular right now, but to keep the interest in the video. So
yeah.
And then TikTok likes you to use their captions, to add their captions because
and they prefer it when you record in the app as well.
Yeah.
Rather than recording out and then dragging it in.
I think TikTok's got the easiest growth to have, I think.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, because we have to use multiple platforms. When you record in TikTok, it doesn't record in that like quality you wanted. Maybe you want to like reuse that one as an ad, but because you record on TikTok, so we need a device that. Best, this is one task for you again. Like phone recording it on TikTok, but camera next to it. Combine. So oh my God, let's take a patent off this one, and I just
you just invented something.
Imagine.
So here's the question then. So anyone who out there is starting a brand, we'll pick. You're gonna do perfume because we'll keep it more feminine orientated. Because I'm outvoted here, but you're going to bring out a perfume and you want to start gaining interest on the brand, right? What platform would you use, and what would be your immediate strategy with no budget?
So
there's a question.
I definitely
see what you come up with. What would you do?
So first of all, I think branding is very important. Like the base of the branding. What is this brand coming from? What is their values? What did they care for? It's just putting some guidelines for your brand. It can change some colors, some visuals, but the main focus for your brand should stay same. So definitely defining those is very important. After that, I would use TikTok, and I would use, as a small creator, probably small business owner, I would use my platform to make people connect with me. So because perfume is something that you can't actually smell through the apps. Yeah. So maybe create some personal connection with the audiences, so they will buy the things just because of you. For example, that happened with Refy, I think. Refy did something like that. She connected with the people.
Yeah, she's in a lot of their ad content. Yeah, exactly, isn't she, in their visuals.
Even right now they're like a £1 million company. Yeah. But she's still in she's still in there, same as Viv. Jamie Genevieve. She's in Scotland. She's a B2 influencer. So she did the same thing. Like I said, I would start before even I go to this online sales. I just start making videos, how I build my brand, what I'm doing, what I'm gonna do, what is my vision.
So even when you're like in the research phase and like choosing scents and stuff, bringing people along that journey, so then they see it all before you've even got a product.
Like packaging when it's coming off the production line, looking at different bottle shapes, going in the supermarket, picking out ones that you like. And I think that whole journey, so that's really good advice, first of all. Like, I couldn't have put it better. But I think it can be done really well like that to start with. I think where people will struggle is they want to bring a product out, but they won't get their head around the bit of the journey that's really important, which is the building of the brand. Yeah. And that's almost as important, even more so than the product.
Yeah, exactly.
People get bogged down in their products, don't they? Like they're so hyper-focused on it that they'll get to the end goal of having this amazing product and then they go, shit.
No one knows about it.
What am I going to do with it
now? I can't go back and document.
By the way, there is a very good example for it. Is the Coco Beauty, they changed it, the marshmallow sponges. She basically started with that one. Like she was just documenting. She was working full time, but she started documenting. I want to really make it this makeup sponge. I wanted this color. Should I do this color and that color? And then she just basically built her platform around it. And then I think she started like 1 year before she even launched the product.
Yeah.
And the first product launches were shit. I think if I remember correctly, her first launch was shit, and then she was like, get the feedback, changed it, and then when everybody
people bought it,
people bought it, and then she sent it again.
Those
people the new one. So
yes, I know what you're. Yeah, they were getting like sponges that were like deformed or like in the packaging it hadn't held its shape or whatever, and
exactly.
She kind of resent it and things like that.
So
but I think bringing people on the journey of like when you're going through research and development, the idea that she was like, okay, so there's like however many colours that I can choose from. Which colours do you like? Because I don't know which one I want. I think that's a really interesting thing to do. Because people feel like they've helped you create your product.
They've had it made for them.
Yeah. Do you remember the Shane Dawson palette with Jeffree Star? It's just like there's so many things happening. But like there's this guy.
I'm not needed, by the way, on this podcast today.
He's cancelled now, so we don't condone, like we are not supporting that. But he was doing just videos, like he doesn't have anything about makeup, but he had a friend called Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star is a very big makeup artist, and he has his own brands. So he said, let's make a palette with you, like makeup palette with you. Yeah. And then they made like a 5-series YouTube video. And it's sold out in 2 minutes, that palette. 2 minutes, it's sold out in the whole world. Because
you're building up the hype and the anticipation.
So what you're saying is then, so you've got your product idea, but you're not sure what it is. And you start talking about it. And even a year before, costs no money, it's just your time. You're researching, you're building up that platform, and you're getting everyone on the journey. And then the idea, and we see it quite a lot now, a lot of successful brands have done that part really well before they've ever launched anything.
For example, I can tell like Old Muse is one of them. Old Muse London. There are lots of.
You're gonna have to put a lot of images up on this.
I can send them to you. But they are if you're like, I think a couple of them even Wes heard about those ones. Like Old Muse, for example, she's moving to New York right now. I don't know, like why would you do that?
You don't go on social media much, do you? You're not following all these people and checking out.
That is not exactly my job, so I don't.
No, Odd Muse do it really well. But that's again, like it's just the people that work there a lot of the time that model the clothes, and they just like go and wear them around.
Exactly.
And like it's just someone on their phone taking photos of them to try and show these new designs. And a lot of the time they'll show the designs even in like the boardroom, so they'll get like the first version of a design, and it shows them like snagging the design and saying, okay, well the hem needs to come up this, and this needs to come down, and we need to change this, or that doesn't sit quite right here. And it's showing that like first time around when they're designing these products, they don't get it right, but they're taking you on the journey of how they've made it, and it feels more personal, and it shows what goes into it. So the price tag for Odd Muse is a higher value item for a dress, but definitely higher value, but
they are sold up like that
but you see what goes into the making of it rather than just seeing a dress.
What are we bringing out? We're bringing out
no, so
makeup
for
sponges,
example,
dresses.
For Old Muse, for example, when like I saw one girl was talking about that, and then she said she write a comment to one of the dresses. She said, like, I think this would be better that way. And then that comment got lots of likes. And then they did the changes based on that one. You get free, like, public review based on that.
And then they buy it, right? That's the thing, because that's what they want.
They buy it,
Because we think we know what people want, but until you make it.
Exactly.
You have an idea, don't you? And a lot of it's based on your experience, but you're not taking into
You're not
everyone
buying
else's. And that's why... like, you know, really big brands will pay a lot of money to get members of the public come in and review their stuff. Whereas if you tell your story well on social media from the start and people buy into it, you then get free feedback because everyone loves to tell you exactly what they think because everyone has an opinion.
So really, you can launch a brand with probably very little
zero money
marketing spend.
I'm going to tell you something. This is, I think, maybe like a long stretch, but with zero money, if you start with your idea and grow your channel, like add yourself to the creator fund, maybe you can even fund your dream based on that one. The consistency is the key. If you keep posting it, if you get followers, I think like 10K, more than 10K followers, you can basically get it.
You get creator fund.
Creator fund, and then you can fund your own dream about that one. That is There's basically zero money.
And so also investors might see it as well.
Yeah, but what you've got is the blueprint there, really. You've just laid out, like, for anyone who wants to make a product and bring it to market. I think what a lot of people we work with is a lot of the time they don't want to be the face.
Yeah.
And they really struggle with that part, and they haven't got the idea of how to just be honest and be on camera and document it. I think that's kind of... And the ones who have tend to be a younger demographic, typically. And they understand the power of organic growth on social media. And then with that, you grow so big with that. And then once you're at a point, you then advertise to go to the next level.
I think with the younger generation as well, there's a thing of like our entire lives have been filmed, whether it was with like a VHS. Get the VHS.
Yes.
Honestly, my entire childhood is on like VHS tapes.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Really little Becca was on VHS. Yeah.
But like, but from, that's what I mean. So our generation, like from a young age, we've been in front of cameras and stuff's been recorded and you had handheld devices taking photos all the time. So we're probably, although we did do team photos earlier and half of us were not impressed.
Yeah.
But the other half of us
loved it.
Some people took to it really well.
Exactly.
But
she wants to do another shoot.
By the way, she wants to do another shoot.
Oh yeah.
But it's going to be a very awkward one, so it's going to be like
it'll be funny.
It'll be funny.
Look out for all those pictures. They'll come out soon.
But I think we're more used to being in front of cameras, so that's why a younger generation are happy to just pick up their phone and make quick videos, whereas I think with an older generation there's like a technology barrier. They don't know how to do it, they're not as used to it, so I think you'll see it happening more and more.
I think big brands though have got a real problem at the moment with trying to become more relevant. I think if you're really well liked, then you're really well established, like we were talking about Burberry before. Like how they sort of reinvented themselves. They've been picking people out of the public as well who wear a lot of Burberry as well and putting them on TikTok.
I think like, they are one of the first big brands.
Like classic vintage people who wear like a lot of it and it, all ages.
For me, they're one of the first big brands that we've seen go onto TikTok that you wouldn't necessarily pick TikTok as their platform and nail it. Like when they had like Olivia Colman making her perfect cup of tea and stuff like that. It's so British and it's so Burberry. And then next thing you know, you're looking to see, oh my gosh, who are they going to have next on to make their perfect cup of tea? And judging it, like such a British thing, isn't it, to judge people's cup of tea making skills.
Hairstyles there as well. What was Daniel Radcliffe? They did those things. But I think they're right now, I don't know, I need to make a research. I think the Burberry is getting cancelled, but I don't know why.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Are you just throwing out
update next time?
Burberry, we don't mean it. I'm sure they haven't done that.
But then there's other...
the burning stuff probably or something. They're still based in the UK. They're up in the north, are they? Burberry, I want to say.
Sure. I think they're London based. Because
years ago, it was all the materials were made up in the north, weren't they? Yorkshire, Lancashire.
So I think there's some brands like that are kind of tailoring stuff really heavily into their brand, but making it work for the platform. That's really hard to do. Burberry absolutely nailed it. There's other brands that are using TikTok for what it should be used for, which is like really lo-fi, behind the scenes, quick content. Like, I don't know how you pronounce the name and I feel really bad. I think it's LOEWE, LOEWE, the fashion brand. Yeah, that's it. I can't pronounce it like that.
LOEWE.
There we go. They use it similar to kind of we do. They'll do trends, they'll do behind the scenes of their shoots, and it's really lo-fi stuff, but it does really well because it's really real.
But the thing is, for example, but it needs to be open to the change, isn't it? Because like they see other brands are doing very well, but they just stuck with especially in TikTok, they're stuck with the very strict content. For example, Dior, it's just like very adsy, very Instagram-y.
So I was going to say, we talked about perfume before, right? I hate perfume adverts, like the traditional perfume advert. It's always like they're flicking a dress, it's got stars in it, there's water, there's a butterfly, like it's all
it's
very...
It's a story that never has anything to do with the perfume,
like,
it's just weird.
That's why I really like right now the Arab perfumes, because the woman just goes there and says like, this smells like cotton candy with some pistachio in it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy it, I want to smell like that. That's it.
It's more real.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than it being some like weird thing where they're trying to visualize the scent, which you can never do.
Exactly. But I think what brands especially luxury brands are missing right now, there are some very big TikTokers coming up in a very luxury sense. For example, Becca Bloom, or there's like this girl lives in, I think, Singapore. They are rich. They are flying from rich. They are flying from, for example, Indonesia to Singapore just for the afternoon with their private jet. That kind of like.
Do you not do that?
No.
Nah.
I need to ask my daddy. Anyway, so basically,
so it's not your thing, that.
No. I like my world. I don't want to like kill it. But the thing is, right now those people are getting very, very popular because they are open up about their lives, and they know they are unrelatable, and then their content is based on this. And I think what like luxury brands can take up that one and then just like basically
so
play
pick
onto
the right
it.
people, but then it becomes back to like what happened with Instagram in a way. Like Instagram, I feel they went full circle with that.
I'm not talking about
like that, and then it got
I'm
like
not talking about these very aesthetically pleasing things. For example, one of the girls, she's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you how I am not gonna relate to any of you guys, and she says my mom used to use Hermes Birkin bag as a diaper bag. So, like, the Hermes bags are like 3,000 pounds.
And how are we supposed to like this person?
she's really relatable, and I'm gonna put some
videos. Back of that, exactly. Could have done a video about like your new diaper bag, like playing off of
something
stuff
like that. And then one of the like girls, that Becca Bloom girl, she's talking about her watch. Like, I got this watch from the in the bank, and then this is very special watch, and it's Patek Philippe, and it's probably $3 million watch. Like something like that. I don't know. Maybe I would.
I think you love it.
I love it.
If you were a brand, start using their content.
Exactly. Yeah. I would use that one. If I was Patek Philippe's social media account manager, I would just repost that video. We are renaming this special watch to Becca. I don't know, something like that. Like,
I think sometimes big brands struggle with what they can get sign off for and how quick you have to move. Like by the time a trend has passed, or someone would have seen the video on their platform 2 weeks before your in-house team has gone, oh yeah, you can do that.
They're too cumbersome to move quickly.
They feel like everything on social needs to be signed off and be.
Well, they've got to worry about their brand. They do.
Yeah. I think there's a line about getting stuff out quick enough and being able to react. And
but I think there's more opportunity now for anyone than there has ever been to create something with very little money.
One of the biggest,
something special.
One of the biggest, one of the oldest and biggest example of social media's power is Jacquemus. Actually, like he come up with a little bag that is not like, I think it's very ugly, by the way. I never liked that bag, but he came. I'm gonna put it here. Okay, so with that bag, I'm gonna send you a cutout of that one, so you can just like put it there. So basically, the bag was like, and then he just started posting about it, and I just sent it to a couple of people, and just like blew up. Right now, it's one of the.
But is that what you see he did? But was there like loads more that went on? You never quite know, do you?
You never know if there's more that's gone on.
How much you had to spend and do, and what deals you had to sign, and who they had to pay. Well, listen, for our third episode, the pub's calling, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Pub.
I hear the beep.
Pub. Can't do it in sync for some reason.
Yeah, horrible.
It's because we're so excited to go to the pub that we're not
the sun is out, we're going to go. But thanks, guys. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye, guys.